The boss fight with Infinite, the second one to be precise, would start out very similar. Infinite would mock the custom hero, stating that everything he's done to this point is nothing but a lie and that he is worthless. But he feels he remembers him, and those eyes, they're sending him a signal of some kind. Well, anyway, Infinite would start attacking using different other moves similar to in Sonic Forces. He would, of course, if you hit all those red cubes, you would be ultimately, well, sent to a different, more dangerous place. So that all stays in. But Infinite would then change things up by teleporting you to different areas, which would be so dangerous as not only would there be spikes everywhere, which you have to have lightning fast reflexes to avoid, but it'd just be downright horrifying. Well, anyway, after the battle is won, Infinite compliments the hero, saying that their bravery is incredible, but they still will lose, and that it's time to give in to their fate. As they throw them, however, the custom hero has one of those prototypes, which cancels out all of the effects, turning the room back to normal. Infinite wonders what on earth happened, and then how could he have done this? Before the custom hero lands a punch on Infinite, but he blasts them back against the wall, telling them that their efforts were worthless and that there's still 2 days. 2 days until no more resistance. Back at the Green Hill Zone headquarters, everyone is all broken from, well, the failed attempt known as Operation Big Wave, and they're all trying to figure out how to rebuild now since they had a massive loss. They've essentially gambled with their forces. Knuckles believed that they were so close, but that stupid Phantom Ruby got in the way and just reset everything back to normal and took out half of their entire forces. Vector chimes in, telling on how on earth could Eggman have this much amount of power. That he must be getting it from somewhere. Somewhere in his factories. Tails comes to the conclusion that if they want to win the war, they need the Phantom Ruby out the way, and that they need to know the secret to how the Phantom Ruby is powered. Then they would be able to figure it out. So the group decides a plan in mind. Knuckles and Amy think of an idea, but Amy comes up with one that they would distract Eggman. And Sonic ultimately likes that idea. Him and Tails and Omega will head towards, well, the chemical plant to see what they can find about, well, the Phantom Ruby. Along with, well, the Avatar. They decide to head there to see what's going on, as there's a crossroad. And here we would see our next stage, which would be Red Gate Bridge Road. As Sonic and the Avatar are heading on towards there, they get up a strange reading about a massive Death Egg Sentinel attacking a nearby town. So Sonic and the Avatar decide to go in and investigate the sites to see if maybe there are some survivors. However, what they weren't expecting was to come face to face with none other than Metal Sonic, who Sonic is surprised to see, but notices he's looking a little bit more glitchy in a way. Instantly, the two of them fight, and the rookie joins Sonic in the attack. And here we would see Sonic fighting off Metal Sonic, and for this fight it would be very similar to the original, but there would be many more moves Metal would do. He would switch around the stage, control different areas. He would even manipulate the space around the bridge, even raise it up and raise it down, just to mess with Sonic to slow him down, as behind them there's a massive wall that would destroy them. Metal would continue to throw different abilities, even using the Maximum Overdrive, which Sonic comments he hasn't used that one in a while. And even when Sonic tries to use his homing attack, Metal creates the black shield to shield himself from the attack. He even launches out lasers from his hands, and his hands even grow massive and to try and crush Sonic and pick up the bridge, which Sonic says that this is a different thing for Metal, and that maybe he's learned something. But the two of them manage to overpower Metal Sonic and completely destroy him. Tails and Omega catch up, and the four of them examine that Metal Sonic turns out disappeared, and they said that Metal Sonic could be an illusion and it's not the real Metal Sonic, which Sonic wonders why didn't Eggman send out the real Metal Sonic. But in the distance, Infinite is watching, as it was him who created the illusion. On the way over to Chemical Plant, Tails would contact Amy and Knuckles and to tell everyone about that Eggman may have created some phantom illusions of previous villains, as well as the real villains who are also here. Well, anyway, then we have Chemical Plant, and this stage would be mostly with Omega instead of Sonic. And in this one, Eggman's tightened up security, as you can kind of see. He's got all sorts of security, badniks everywhere. There's Moto Bugs, Buzz Bombers, Crab Meats, even the robots from a few other Sonic games. And yeah, and as they approach the computer room, they activate some of Robotnik's kind of previous, well, Eggman's previous files, and they would see Phantom Ruby, and they would look into it. They would discover that apparently Eggman found the Phantom Ruby, and that he not only tried to replicate its power so that he could have a backup, but his prototypes didn't match his quality. So he ditched the prototypes, as they were mostly made to cancel out the effects of the Ruby if it proved too dangerous. And, well, they all come to the conclusion that they've seen that the Death Egg robot is holding something called the Phantom Ruby Energy Analyzer, which holds a ton of energy for the Phantom Ruby, and that's how much it needs for it to work. But Tails informs them that Infinite is always watching them, with those massive infinite serpents always watching. Knuckles, who decides to think of an idea, he says that they should obviously think of that distraction, and that the rookie should go and distract Eggman, while Sonic, Tails, and finally Omega all head inside and head up to the Death Egg and destroy it. Then we would have the next stage, which would be Guardian Rock. And during this, the Avatar would not only fight off the giant crab, but would get through this massive kind of robotic horde of machines everywhere, while Arsenal Pyramid's on fire in the background. And I feel like that would be a really cool idea for it. Just then, the Avatar would not only tangle up the giant crab, but would cause an explosion at the factory that would alert Eggman, that also creates a chain reaction causing a power outage. And that seems to do the work. And then we cut to Sonic, Tails, and Omega. The group approach the Death Egg and manage to sneak in towards the main reactor, along with the Phantom Ruby. However, Zavok stands in the way, and this is where we get our second Zavok fight, who uses Omega's body as a weapon. However, Zavok's quickly defeated by Sonic, and he manages to escape just as the Death Egg is about to blow up, along with Sonic, Tails, and Omega. And the Death Egg is destroyed. And as Infinite's planning to not only destroy a bunch of new fighters, he ends up feeling a pain. Meanwhile with Eggman, he grows furious that not only he's caught off guard that the Death Egg has blown up and demands to see all of the Egg Generals. However, he also decides to send the Egg Fleet.